What's going on, everyone? It's Kochyy here, and big news, Can't Fear Your Own World. The Alternate Rebirth Volume 2 summons have been announced, revealed, all the stats and skills, gameplay, everything's out for these new banner characters, and the characters this time are the Beyond Resurrection unit versions for Nnoitora, Zommari, as well as Yami. So as usual, we'll go over their stats and skills, look over the gameplay, and I'll give you guys my thoughts and opinions on them. So starting with the first character, Nnoitora. Nnoitora is a mind attribute character. His stats are 1092 stamina, 771 attack, 383 defense, 347 focus, and 618 SP. He does have Captain Killer, so right away PvP unit, and his special is causes paralysis. His soul trait is damage taken 16%, reduced damage taken 16%, and then his skills are Flurry, Berserker 30%, Devastation 20, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, Sprinter plus 1, Poise, and Start Barrier plus 10. So seeing all this, PvP meta is going to be shaken up with this guy, in my opinion. They basically have so many units with Captain Killer, like Unohana, Yama, Chad, Kenny, Yuha, all these units, you know, because PvP was saturated with a lot of Soul Reaper type and Captain type enemies. Now they have Nnoitora, who's an Arrancar Espada with Captain Killer. So especially like Chad, when Chad, you know, he doesn't have, there's no human killers out there, so Chad's actually a really good PvP unit to have. And then now this Nnoitora coming out with Captain Killer, he's an Arrancar Espada. They gave him Flurry, Poise, DR trait, and he gets a 10 hit barrier, so he just doesn't take damage for the first 10 instances. Yeah, they just said time to shake up the meta. Unohana is honestly just gonna get shredded by this guy, but let's check his gameplay first, and I'll give you some thoughts on what I think about him.
Santa Teresa!
So that was his gameplay. Just mute this. First things I will say is that their design, I would have never ever like foreseen like a design like this. I don't know. I should just be expecting it by now because of the past characters that have been released, like how wacky their designs can get and just, I don't know, insane they can look. But yeah, I never would have expected them to do this like all black look, and they basically I guess you can see in the next one, they basically got rid of his extra arms and gave him these like Ryatsu sights or like weapons coming out of his back, and then he has his just 2 arms here and like the regular weapons coming out of them. So yeah, the designs are crazy. I never would have expected this stuff, but anyway, we have a special inflicts paralysis. And then going into his kit, you have his SA3 there, which I believe is full screen. His SA2, which is a boost. In the in-game notice, it also mentioned that his boost transforms him. I didn't notice any kind of visual change before and after boosting. They should do it again here. I don't know, I don't really notice any like visual change in his design. Like, but if it does specifically mention transformation, 1000 Year Blood War Bankai Ichigo also has a transformation boost, but he actually changes visually. But not only that, it gives him increased magnifications on his strong attacks as well as NAD, so he does do a bit more damage with that, just like other characters that transform, like Yoruichi and Sajin, and maybe there's another one I'm missing, but I can't think of them right now. But oh yeah, 1000 Year Blood War, Kochyy. So when you transform, you get increased magnification, so I'm assuming it's the same for Nnoitora since they specifically mentioned it like that, but we'll have to see when he comes out. Maybe the information's already there and I just don't know. And then we have his SA1 here, which is a forward-facing, I don't know, like a beam or something. Not really, just an attack in front of him. And then you have his Nad string. Looks pretty fast, not too bad. But one thing I'll mention, play it back from here. Yeah. Slow it down. You can see his Nad string here. He does not have long reach, so the range on his Nad string is actually kind of sad. You can see that first attack he just did, just whiffed, just completely missed. So I think any other unit with long reach, if they were attacking from like this position, it would have, you know, at least clipped these two range mobs. And if this guy walked in, it would have clipped him as well. But yeah, his range on his Nad is pretty sad, but I don't think it should matter too much in PvP, because once he gets in, you know, he has a start barrier, he'll boost, and then they're just, you know, butting heads at that point, so he should be okay by then. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Nnoitora. Honestly, yeah, this character, pretty ridiculous for PvP. I know a lot of people don't really care too much about it, PvP, in that sense, because there's some RNG involved with like soul bombs and status, like you get paralyzed, you get weakened, that kind of stuff. But and even for myself, like I've been on the lower end of PvP because I haven't been pulling the meta characters, but it's still interesting to see the direction they go with some of these new units and how it shakes up the PvP teams out there. But yeah, I think he's going to be really, really strong for it. But anyway, that's him, so we'll move on to the next character. Alright, and the next character is Yami. Yami is a heart attribute character. He has 1,100 stamina, 766 attack, 374 defense, 348 focus, and 624 SP. His killer is Hollow. And his special, it inflicts burn. His soul trait is normal attack damage 20%, and his skills are Flurry as well. Berserker 30%, Devastation 20, Debilitator plus 2 seconds, Sprinter plus 1, Poise as well, and Freeze duration minus 100%. So 2 Flurry Poise units with Nnoitora and now Yami. And Yami, I believe, is also the first unit to have Flurry as well as a PvE killer. So really interested to see how he's gonna do in Inheritance Zone and, you know, a Droplet Zone, that kind of stuff. I mean, let's just be honest, he's probably gonna do well, like really well. Flurry Poise, and he has killer effect. You know, Flurry Poise units are just basically the default, just like easy mode units you kind of auto with. Even if their auto times are slow, they were like the default units people would use way back then. So it's pretty safe to say that Yami will be fine for autoing. Especially, he also has an immunity to freeze, which is one of the annoying issues when autoing Inheritance Zone: freeze and paralysis. But yeah, I don't really see Yami really for PvP. I know he's a Flurry Poise, but he doesn't have killer. Maybe, who knows, people might use him and find some success with them. But yeah, let's get into his gameplay and see how he looks from there. That was Yami's gameplay. We'll play it back once more. The special. Again, like, these designs are crazy. I never would have expected how these characters would look. But I think like this, I hated how Yami looked in the end of the like CFYOW Mundo arc. Like, I don't know, that like centipede version where he had like 10 legs on each side or whatever. I think that was hideous. And then the other version where he's just like this half goat thing. I don't know, I think that also looked ridiculous. This one, at least, this looks like a Dark Souls character, or like if anyone's played Sekiro and, you know, Demon of Hatred, like this is what I thought of. But yeah, so you have his SA3 there. It's like 2-part strong attack. It's a vortex, kind of like pulls them all together, and then he actually, I'm pretty sure it's like the same as Can't Fear Your Own World. No, she has the same SA3. It's a vortex that pulls, and then they lunge forward and it just explodes at the end. And his SA2 is a shockwave, it looks like, pushes enemies away. Looks like it has a lot of hits. And then his SA1 is a little circular, drops like fireballs or something in front of him. It's a little AoE in front of him like that. And then his NAD is a excuse me. His NAD is a 3-hit NAD string. Looks pretty fast. I mean, it's 3 hits, so it should be fast. If it was slow, then that'd be really bad. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So that is pretty much it for Yami's gameplay. Honestly, he also does not have long reach. He does not have long reach, and I saw some stuff about his NAD that its collision type is ranged, and the AoE on it is actually bigger than most NADs in the game. So I'm not really sure what to think about that, but I'll have to see when this character comes out. But I think he'll be pretty decent for autoing. Not sure how much else or what other game modes he'd be good for. He is a bonus unit in the next Epic Raids, or like when Epic Raids like the Awakened version comes out, so he'll be actually really good for that as well. But that's pretty much it for Yami, and we'll move on to the next character. And the last character we're going to look at is Zommari. So Zommari is a tech attribute character. He has 1076 stamina, 638 attack, 349 defense, 353 focus, and 794 SP. His killer is no affiliation killer. And looking at his rest of his kit, his special, it causes immense damage and inflicts weaken. His soul trait is strong attack recharge 12%, and his skills are bruiser 20%, frenzy, devastation 40, debilitator 5 seconds, sprinter +2, as well as long stride. So once again, with Can't Fear Your Own World, they have brought back long stride on another unit, this time Zommari. His original version did have long stride, so I guess it's fair that this version has, but I mean, it still stands that, you know, characters like other Yoruichis and Soifons didn't get it. So I don't know, it's a bit of discrepancy there, I guess, but long stride, sprinter +2, he's a frenzy tech attribute character. And is this character better than Lost Agent Soifon? No. Honestly, I don't think he is, but let's get on to the gameplay, and I'll explain myself a bit.
迷うことはありません。すべてを委ね受け入れなさい。フルヘリやオーベルなんて。
So that is Zommari's gameplay. We'll look back at it once more. So starting off, we have his SA3 here. So his SA3, this is not full screen AoE. I believe this is 900 AoE, and not only that, if I just slow this down, play it back, I mean, I know this is slowed down, but it's actually, it's very slow to come out. Not a very fast looking SA3. And then we have his SA, okay, there's SA3 once again, as you can see, and then we have his SA2, which is a kind of attack they've been using a lot on a variety of like seasonal units and some premium units that have been coming out. It is the new kind of like vortex attack, where it pulls everything in and then shoots a projectile out at the end. And if you've done guild quests or you have these characters, you know that these type of characters are very useful for building combo in guild quests, and they can solo build combo to 1k. So Zommari has some potential there as being a combo character if you keep him at level 1 with Frenzy unlocked. But otherwise, not too great of an attack in my opinion. And then lastly, his SA1 is a projectile type attack. Very slow once again to come out. I'll play it at normal speed. He just kind of like stands in place. Very slow attack, so not too much range either. And then you have his NAD string here. So Zommari, things about him. saw a new tech unit with long stride and sprinter and thought that, you know, finally Soifon's going to be replaced or something. And if I've learned one thing since Hakone being the first unit to have long stride in like a year, and thinking, wow, Hakone is going to be like a great counter option to Soifon for Guild Quest. Every time they've both been viable units to use, Soifon has always just beaten Hakone in terms of score, and you know, it's clear time that you get with them. And it just really has to go to Soifon's kit being so good. Her SA1 is so very good for closing distance as well as killing enemies. It's fast too. And then the extra flash step, having 4 flash steps, it really just makes the couple seconds different, honestly. Zommari only has 3 flash steps with his sprinter +2 and long stride, and on top of that his kit is worse. So no, he will not be replacing Soifon. His second strong attack makes him good as a combo character in Guild Quest, so if you're really hardcore competitive for that mode, keep him level 1, and when he's bonus he'll be useful for that. And also he'll be a good link for Soifon, but I can see if they make him a bonus character, which I don't think they will. I mean, they will eventually, but I don't think they'll really make long stride units, period, bonus characters that often. But if they do, and there is another Vortex unit that can be used to build combo, then him, that Vortex unit, and whatever last support character you bring, I think then and only then you'll be able to score higher than Soifon with 2 bonus if you're running Zommari with 3 bonus. But other than that, very niche situation. Soifon still the undisputed champion when it comes to tech speed units, or you know, like speedy characters, I mean. But I think Zommari will have his uses, especially being a no affiliation killer, Espada, his Arankar Espada affiliation, especially for Senkaimon and things like that. But that's pretty much it for this banner, and pretty much all I have to say about it. And I wasn't really expecting Camp for Your Own World Volume 2 for May, and then I'm guessing June we're gonna have swimsuits, and then July is anniversary. So what could anniversary be? Maybe they do Volume 3 Camp for Your Own World, or maybe they did mention Thousand Year Blood War, that they'd be doing more characters in that. And honestly, if they can just throw a Camp for Your Own World, like, or you know, Beyond Resurrection banner like this just for a mid-month, or you know, I guess for this download celebration, you would think their you know, anniversary for their game, their 4th anniversary, maybe they do something even, they, you know, go one step above, and that would be Thousand Year Blood War, because I think people would be way more hyped for that, or the characters like Aizen and stuff like that. So who's to say what's coming down the line, but let me know what you guys think of these characters, and what you think of this banner, if you're going to be summoning, if you even have orbs to summon, or is it a big skip. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed and you found it helpful and informative, and I'll talk to you all later.